you're watching Thrifty Chic. Today I'm going to be doing a video on new mom must-haves. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the things that I absolutely needed during this first month of being a mom. My baby boy Elin is 6 weeks and 2 days old today, so he's past the 1 month mark and he's really getting close to the 2 month mark, and these things have just been invaluable for me. My list of things is not an exhaustive list by any means. I watched so many of these same videos and I was able to kind of put my own list together when I was shopping for baby things. So I'm hoping that this video is going to do the same thing for you guys. Every baby is different, every mom is different, every situation is different. So just take this video with a grain of salt. You're not going to need every single thing that I needed, but you may find that many of these things make it on your list. My first must-have is a changing pad and cover. Okay, so this changing pad I purchased at IKEA and it's really big. It's really affordable. I think it was like less than $10, and the changing pad was even cheaper than that. What you do is you kind of inflate the sides, but the middle has this really firm cushion. And my baby boy loves this. Every time I put him on the changing pad, if he was crying, he calms down and he's just like really soothed, and he just loves getting his diaper changed on this. So no matter what changing pad you go with, you definitely are going to need one because it's going to avoid getting messes on your bed or anywhere else in the house. Babies have explosive diapers and you really don't want to get any of that mess on anything else other than this. Now there is one other thing that I don't have that I ended up using with this. That is a plastic cover, like a plastic pad. Basically I put it on top of this so that I don't get my changing pad cover dirty. So that's the one thing I don't have with me, but yeah, changing pad. The next item on my list are receiving blankets. So whether you go with your own receiving blankets or the hospital's receiving blankets, you're definitely going to need receiving blankets. Receiving blankets serve multiple purposes. For me, I use them as swaddle blankets, I use them as receiving blankets, I use them as burp cloths, as bath towels, car seat cover, stroller cover. I mean, the list goes on and on. The hospital kind is like cotton and polyester. And the ones that I was gifted, my mom and my sister actually got me these, are 100% cotton. And so these are excellent for all of the things that I listed before and even more things. I mean, if you don't have towels or washcloths, these will work for you. If you don't have a swaddle blanket, these will work. If you don't have a car seat cover, these will work. These are just amazing. Definitely must-haves. So next on my list are sleepers, jammies, pajamas, whatever you want to call them. I have two kinds here. The first kind is just the snap kind, and I love these because in the middle of the night I can just unsnap just the bottom, roll it up and change his diaper, and then snap it back down. And so I don't need to unsnap everything and like expose his tummy. I used to think I liked the zip up kind, but after using the ones that zip, the ones that zip all the way down, I realized I didn't like it because at night when I had to change his diaper, I had to unzip him all the way down and his whole tummy was exposed, and I didn't like that. So for me, a must-have has been these snap kinds because I don't have to expose his tummy while I'm changing his bottom. Now the other kind that's similar is the gown. I love these gowns because again, you could just roll these gowns up, change the baby's diaper, and roll it back down. These gowns also have a nice little cuff to cuff their hands so they don't scratch their face. My baby boy loves to scratch his face. I can't stand it, but he loves to do it. So I always have to make sure I have his hands covered. Otherwise he's gonna have scars all over his face. Some of the snap ones do come with the cuff as well, but I know like Carter's typically puts the cuff on newborn. These are definitely must-haves. I mean, you can put this on the baby all day long and be completely good. You don't need anything else. Some of the other clothing items that we tend to buy as new moms really are just for fun because I mean, these, you can just have the baby in these all day and you're good to go. Speaking of scratching your face, a good thing to purchase when you are getting ready for your baby are mittens or mitts. and they just kind of go onto their hands. All of his mittens right now are in the laundry basket, so I don't have any to show you guys because I use them so much. Basically, they're just like little socks for their hands, and you put them on, and even when they scratch, they don't really injure themselves. Another must-have are socks. You're definitely going to go through a lot of socks. Also, beanies or baby hats. I'm not really sure what to call these, but these are a must-have because in the morning, at night, or if you just live in a cold climate, you definitely want the baby's head to be covered, especially when they're first born, so that they don't catch cold. And so you want to make sure that their head is covered with the beanie, their feet are covered with the socks, and if possible, covering their hands with either the cuff or a mitt. So yeah, these are some of the must-haves. So next on my list are a series of things. You want to make sure that you purchase a baby wash. And I just started using the Shea Moisture. Before that, I was using another organic and pure body wash, but the Shea Moisture I would definitely recommend this because of the list of ingredients. It's really small, really natural, and really gentle on your baby's new skin. You're also going to need baby lotion. This is the Burt's Bees Baby Bee Nourishing Lotion. I'm going to be switching over to the lotion that goes with the Shea Moisture baby wash because, like I said, the ingredient list is really small and really natural. But I started out with this Burt's Bees and I really like it as well. And then also diaper ointment. We use Boudreaux's butt paste. And so far so good. I've been using it since he was born, and this seems to keep diaper rash at bay. He hasn't gotten diaper rash yet, but that may be attributed to a few different things. Obviously, we have been using Honest Company diapers, which are really pure in their fabrication, so when he gets wet and things like that, the diaper doesn't have all these chemicals in it. And also, I don't leave him in a wet diaper for very long. I am blessed to be able to be home with him right now, so I do change him very frequently. And I've been using the butt paste, so it could be a few different things, but definitely are going to need some kind of diaper ointment just in case your baby does get diaper rash, and of course just for prevention. So yeah, these are just some like hygiene products that you definitely have to have. My next must-have, if you are a breastfeeding mommy, is a breast pump. I have really adored this breast pump. I got this breast pump through my insurance, so this is the insurance exclusive. This is the Medela Pump In Style Advanced Double Breast Pump. I have been loving this so much. I love the way that the breast pump works. I love that you can purchase parts for it and accessorize and do what you want with it. I just have the actual motor, the breast pump, and 2 bottles, and then all the parts that come with that, and that's all I've needed. You're also going to want to invest in some bottles. Even if you're breastfeeding, obviously if you're formula feeding, you're going to need bottles, but even if you're breastfeeding and exclusively breastfeeding, some days you're just going to need a break. You might also want to have your significant other feed the baby, or a family member feed the baby, or let's say you have to leave the baby with someone, you're definitely going to want to pump and put it into a bottle. And what you can do is, if you have a breast pump and it comes with bottles, all you need to do is purchase the top with the nipple and the cover. But you can also purchase some other types of bottles, and that's just another piece of advice for you guys. You want to try out different bottles for your baby just to see which one they like the best, because some bottles give babies gas. This Dr. Brown's bottle, we started out using it. It's a glass bottle with the little valve inside. We used this and he seemed to like it. The only thing about this one is that the flow was a bit too heavy for him right now. So we ended up using Tommy Tippy, and I would show you guys the bottles, but they're in use right now and I don't want to touch them because they've been sterilized. But those bottles are meant to mimic the mom's breast, the way that the nipple is formed, and it also has like this anti-colic, anti-gas mechanism inside of it. So he's been loving the Tommy Tippy bottle, and I definitely still want to keep trying to see what else is out there and how it's going to affect him. Speaking of breastfeeding, one of the things that no one ever told me I was going to need when I started breastfeeding was vitamin D. I didn't find out I needed to supplement with vitamin D until I went to the pediatrician during the first few weeks of his life. The thing about breast milk is that it is very low in vitamin D and you don't want your baby to be deficient, so you're going to have to supplement. Obviously, consult your pediatrician because they're going to tell you what your baby needs for your specific situation. But this is something that I found out that I needed at the office. I didn't know, and like I said, I watched tons and tons of these videos. So yeah, you're probably gonna need vitamin D. The one that I have, I purchased from Amazon, and it's the Child Life Organic Vitamin D3 Drops. The first recommendation that my pediatrician made was Enfamil, and I did go out and I purchased Enfamil, but then when I took it home and read the ingredients, I was like, man, why does it have all of these ingredients in it? The baby doesn't need all that. All he needs is vitamin D. And so this one has a really short list of ingredients. It has 400 units of vitamin D. It has organic virgin olive oil and a natural mixed berry flavor, and that's it. And all you need to give your baby is 1 drop of this. So I typically put 1 drop on my nipple before breastfeeding him, and he just consumes it that way. The other product, the Enfamil product, it's like this whole syringe, and you have to like pull up a whole bunch of fluid and inject it, and like it was just a mess. I didn't like it. This is so much better. Vitamin D is definitely a must-have. So my next must-have is some kind of feeding pillow. I have the Boppy. This was not my first choice, and I'm probably going to purchase my first choice in like a couple months. My first choice was the My Breast Friend pillow, but things were winding down and I really needed a feeding pillow, and I was at Ross one day, so I decided to just go ahead and pick this up because it was $24.99 versus $39.99 at original price. So this is the Boppy, and basically it's just a pillow that you use to help prop the baby up so that you can feed the baby without like arching your back and hurting yourself. And even with this pillow, like my back has been hurting from breastfeeding, so these pillows are so needed. You definitely need to have one. Now you don't have to purchase a Boppy or the My Breast Friend. There are different brands out there, and you don't even have to go with a feeding pillow. You can use regular pillows, but the point is to prop the baby up so you don't hurt yourself. So if you don't have really fluffy pillows at home, you definitely want to invest in one of these, and I know that regular pillows flatten out over time, and these are designed not to do that. This is the Boppy. You just kind of put it around you like so, and put baby on top, and you can feed the baby that way. Another must-have, I obviously can't show it to you guys right now because it's big, but is a travel system. So you're gonna need some type of car seat and stroller, and if you're like me and you want to be fancy, you can get a bassinet. Nowadays a lot of travel systems are coming with built-in or additional bassinets as well, just because it's kind of trendy right now. But a travel system is a must-have. You need a car seat before you leave the hospital. They will not let you leave without one, but then you're also going to want to have something to sit the baby in other than a car seat. Let's say you're at the mall, you know, a few months down the line, or you're at the park, or you're at a gathering or something, then you can push the baby without having to remove the car seat from the car. But yeah, a travel system is a definite must-have. The one that we went with is the Peg Perego. It's been amazing. We love it. We actually use the bassinet for him to sleep in during the first several weeks of his life. We're just now starting to put him into the crib, but yeah, that's what we pretty much use, and the car seat is so safe and secure. We haven't used a stroller seat as of yet because he's not big enough, but I've been loving this travel system. So when I took my baby home, one of the things that I did not expect to have to deal with was baby congestion. And a lot of infants, a lot of newborns have congestion. This is where it sounds like there's a lot of mucus in their nose, and it sounds like they can't breathe. And because babies only breathe through their nose and they don't know to blow their nose, they can't yet blow their nose, you have to do that for them. So two of the things that we ended up using non-stop during the first few weeks of his life were the Nosefrida, and this is a nose aspirator. Now, this is affectionately known as the Snotsucker, and like I said, it's a nose or nasal aspirator, but this is not the only brand. There are a lot of nasal aspirators out there. Something else that you'll get from the hospital is a bulb syringe. But a bulb syringe is a little bulb with a narrow tip. You insert it into the baby's nose, squeeze it, insert it in baby's nose, pull out the snot by letting it go and pulling it out at the same time. So you could either use a nasal aspirator or a bulb syringe. We ended up using the Nosefrida a lot more than the bulb syringe because he didn't like the bulb syringe. I mean, you know, obviously you have to stick it all the way up his nose, and I don't think anybody would like that. Something else that we use in conjunction with the nasal aspirator is saline. So this one is by Arm & Hammer. It's called Simply Saline Nasal Mist for babies 0 and up. And this one releases a gentle mist up the baby's nostrils. So you kind of just put it right at the tip of his nose, spray, and you do this twice for each nostril. And this has been amazing. Like, it really loosens up the mucus in preparation for you to suck it out with the Snotsucker. So you definitely need this combo right here, or saline with the bulb syringe, so you can get all that mucus and gunk out. After we used these two things, his breathing was a lot better and he was able to sleep better. Something else that I don't have that you may need to use is a cool mist humidifier. The cool mist humidifier basically just adds humidity to the air in the room. Baby slept with us in his own bassinet in our room, and we ended up having to use the humidifier in our room. I would recommend a cool mist versus a warm mist humidifier because of bacteria and growth. You can look it up and research yourself, but the cool mist is better with like bacteria and growth in the water. And basically all you do is you fill it up with water, turn it on, and it creates humidity so that the baby can breathe better. That's the gist of it, but definitely do your research and see if that's something that you will need. When I was talking about breastfeeding earlier, I forgot to mention breast pads. This is something that I didn't know that I needed until I got home and I had an episode. So basically when you start breastfeeding, what happens is as you're feeding the baby on one breast, your other breast will start to let down. So the milk will start to basically come out. Another thing that has happened to me is whenever it gets close to time to feed the baby, my breasts automatically let down and I have milk coming out of them, and if I don't have breast pads on in my bra, then my shirt is drenched. So I didn't know that it was that serious, but it really is. So you definitely are going to need some nursing pads or breast pads. The brand that I have is the Lanolin. Lanolin also sells something called Lanolin or Lanolin, and it's this really thick ointment that you can use on your actual breast, on the nipple part of your breast, to help with cracking and soreness. Now the Lanolin, I actually use it for a few different purposes. I use it to moisturize. I use it on my lips. I use it on baby to moisturize. So you definitely want to probably pick up nursing pads and just go ahead and pick up the Lanolin with the nursing pads as well. These are the disposable kind. I tend to prefer this kind because it keeps you nice and dry. There are some kinds that you can wash and reuse, but I find that these are a lot more convenient. I just throw them away and swap it out. I don't have to wash anything. Next must-have I don't have with me, but it's some kind of baby stimulation. One of the things that we've been doing is we've been looking up baby stimulation videos on YouTube and playing it for the baby, and he loves it. When we can get him to just focus, he'll watch it and he'll watch the screen, and there's lots of different things happening and lots of high contrast black and white colors. And basically what it does is it just keeps your baby's brain working, and it starts early. I plan on homeschooling, so I definitely want to get my baby started early. So we've been doing baby stimulation videos. You can also do like baby stimulation books. They sell books with high contrast, so black, white, red. You can also even do like a high contrast toy, like a black and white toy. So those are just a few things that you can do to stimulate your baby when you first come home, especially if they're alert. When Elan was first born, he wasn't very alert because he was born at 36 weeks, so he wanted to sleep all the time. But he's just now starting to become more alert. He's awake for longer periods of time. So we've really been taking advantage of that and trying to stimulate his baby brain right now. My last must-have is not baby related, but it's mommy related, and that is finding an outlet or having an outlet for yourself. Whether you are writing or watching TV, watching movies, surfing the net. Those first few weeks when you're home, it's important to have an outlet. When I am pumping can be kind of boring, so reading a magazine is really nice during my pumping session. I also like to watch YouTube videos when I'm pumping or when I'm rocking him to sleep in the middle of the night. YouTube videos are a lifesaver. I just watch them and it keeps me up so I don't fall asleep, so that I can take care of him. So another thing that I like to do is when my hubby gets home a couple times a week, I like to take the opportunity to take the car and go out by myself. So whether it's just to go grab diapers and wipes, or just to grab groceries, or just to go shop around, I take advantage of that time and I just go out and, you know, just kind of clear my mind, and it really rejuvenates and refreshes me. Another thing that rejuvenates me is taking a nice hot shower at the end of the day when hubby gets home and he takes baby. Now that I've reached my 6-week mark, once I get the okay from my doctor, I'll be exercising, and also now I can take hot baths in my bathtub, which I can't wait for. I've been taking showers up until now, but I just can't wait to just get a bath bomb and just indulge and relax when hubby gets home and he takes baby. So definitely make sure you have some sort of outlet. I'm going to be getting back in the studio and working on music again, and also creating YouTube videos for you guys is my outlet. So find an outlet that works for you and make sure you do it. You know, make sure you take time for yourself during these first few weeks. If you need help, ask a family member or a friend for help, just to make sure that you're the best you for your baby. I think that was everything. Now, like I said, my list is not exhaustive. There are lots of things that I use that I have not even mentioned, but these are just some must-haves, like things that I feel like you have to have, you know, when you take the baby home. Oh, there is one other thing. It's kind of a must-have, but not really. I'm gonna try to hold this up so I can show you the kind that I have. But it's the 4Moms bathtub, infant tub. Basically, the bathtub may be a must-have for you. Now, when you first take baby home, it's recommended that you give baby sponge baths, so you may not even need a bathtub right away. Like I said, this is kind of a must-have, but not really. We just purchased this, and I love this bathtub because it has a temperature gauge. It also has this mechanism where it puts clean water in and it filters the dirty water out into the sink or the bathtub. So I like that baby is not sitting in dirty water throughout the whole bath time. So guys, that completes my new mom must-haves video. I hope this video was helpful. When I was pregnant, I watched these videos like all the time, and I made my list, and I combined some things from this video and some things from another one, and I made my list, and it was really exciting shopping for baby. Being pregnant, expecting is a really exciting time. Congratulations on your pregnancy, and happy baby shopping. I hope this video helped you. I'll see you in my next one. Oh, and if you have any other requests, like new mom video type requests, leave them in the comment section for me, okay? Bye guys.